So I Show Speed visited Serbia a couple of weeks ago, and it was your typical I Show Speed visits a random country stream. He was welcomed by our most famous. I just cringed out. He was welcomed by our most famous celebrities and social media influencers and YouTubers and streamers. Yes, he was. And it was your typical I Show Speed stream. I didn't really watch it. I just caught a couple of clips. And what really bothered me is the lack of, let me be philosophical here, the lack of positive message sent out to the world. This was a glorious opportunity to represent Serbia's positive sides, the beauties of our country, the richness of our culture, I don't know how to speak. Anyways, you understand what I'm trying to say, but it was lost in the sauce. So let me try to fix that, and let me try to tell you a couple of positives about Serbia. First of all, we have great food, we have great alcohol, we have beautiful women, and I'm being objective here. Listen, I am one of the most notorious, and my female friends, all two of them, will agree with this. I am the most notorious critique when it comes to both men and women, when it comes to looks, when it comes to personality, when it comes to everything. I just like to grade them. I have this controversial scale from 0 to 10. I just like to grade them. I think Serbian women objectively are really fit. Like 60% of them work out in some fashion. They take care of themselves, which is really important. They know their value. The only negative thing I would like to say is they use way too much makeup. But they are, in my humble opinion, way better than your average American burger-eating 20-year-old. So Serbian women would recommend. It's not the best matchup for an average Serbian dude, like who's a little bit broke, a little bit lame, a little bit doesn't have like the best pool play. I don't know how to say that. Riz. But if you're a foreigner, I would actually recommend them. Okay, what else? We have great athletes. Like, look, Novak Djokovic, greatest tennis player of all time. Nikola Jokic, best basketball player there is right now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Probably should have won the MVP again. Probably should have had like 5 MVPs in a row, if not for voter fatigue. So yeah, like those two are on a different level. And then also we have great athletes in other sports. For example, we have great footballers. Who somehow cannot play together when they are playing for our nation, but it is what it is. And then we have this beautiful thing called corruption. So you're going to say, well, Sebastian, like, how can you dare to say that corruption is a good thing? Well, it's not until you actually need it. Like, that's the beautiful thing about corruption. So in Serbia, like, let's say you're driving somewhere in Pička Materina or Požarevac or something like that. You're going to be driving somewhere and there's like an open road and there's like one single car ahead of you. Let's say there are 2 cars ahead of you. And there's like a full solid white line. How to say that line when you cannot overtake? But there is nothing there. Like there are 2 trees next to the road and like there's a slight 5% bend and like nothing's going on. And there is this solid white line, so you cannot overtake, right? And you're like, fuck it, what are these 2 cars doing? Let me just overtake them. It's perfectly safe. And then you overtake them and you're like, okay, whatever. And then boom, out of nothing, a random police officer car pops up and they're like, pull up, and you're cooked. So that's a big ass fine. So Serbia actually it's the weird thing about like Serbia. This is like a negative thing, but we have like European sets of rules and fines, but we have Serbian salaries. So like the European salary is like, I don't know, 2,500, 3,000 plus euros, and the fine is like an X amount. And in Serbia, your salary is like 700 euros, and the fines are still X amount. So it just doesn't add up. The math is not mathing. And you're cooked. Lord forbids if you're driving your company car, then you're cooked. Then you're fried. Anyways, you're cooked and you don't know how to get out of this situation. Your license is probably gone. You're going to have to pay like a ridiculous amount. I'm talking like 2 monthly salaries or something like that. And you're gone. And you can't even drive anymore because you just lost your license. So what do? You bribe the cops. It's easy. Like, there are no body cams like in America. There are fines, like I said. They are going to be like... It's funny because both of you actually know what's going on. Both the cop or the cops, and you know what's going on. Like, the cop is going to be like, mister, this is going to be X amount, your driver license, and blah, blah, blah. And he kind of like bluffs writing the ticket, and you're like, nah, please, officer, can we just like somehow solve this unfortunate situation? And you're just playing nice, and he's like, I don't know. And then you're the one who's going to, take out your wallet, and it's just, I happen to have these 200 euros, and the officer is going to be like, well, 200 euros, and it's fine. Because think about it, if you're the officer, what benefit does it do for you to write a big ass fine? You're not making anything. You have your salary and that's it. But if this motherfucker is going to give you 200 euros, you're like, damn, I just made 200 euros for nothing. And I made my salary. And the other guy who committed the felony, the penalty, is going to be like, well, I can lose my license, I can pay this 1,000 euro fine, or I could just give $200 or 200 euros to this cop. Problem solved. So yeah, I don't know why other countries don't use this method more often. It is just a great method, and I would actually absolutely recommend it to you. So if you come to Serbia, please bring I think 2 times 100 euros should be enough for any type of driving mistake / felony / penalty. Unless you're like doing some ridiculous shit like full GTA going through 6 red lights in a row or something like that, or killing pedestrians, then you're cooked anyways. So yeah, those are some of the positive sides of our country.